What's up, guys? This is Love Smash here. This is my latest video, which is an in-depth analysis of my top 10 video that I posted up about a month ago. So far we're up to 5,000 and growing. And it's also going to be a chance to talk about some of the feedback that you guys have left. And by the way, thanks for all the feedback and all the likes and the comments. You guys have been really cool. Well, most of you guys. But really, thanks a lot. So we're going to talk about the top 10 characters which I think are going to make it, and this includes the 4 that have already been confirmed and my top 6 that I think are going to make it. And I'm also going to talk about the honorable mentions, the 4 of them that I made, and also some other characters. But I want to get in depth and talk about it because a lot of people have been commenting, you left this one out, you didn't talk about him, what about him, what about her? So I want to actually talk to you guys about this. So let's dive in. First off, probably the most requested one, Little Mac from Punch-Out. Sakurai says he wants to put in more old school characters, and they don't get more old school than Little Mac. I mean, he came back on the Wii. I mean, what else? I mean, he can use his Star Punch as his standard B. He can also come with his Gigamac as his final smash. Very powerful. And let's not forget that boxing ring stage. I mean, it bears a striking resemblance to the Punch-Out stage from Wii, so you gotta figure Little Mac is finally gonna make his debut. I mean, it's way, way, way long overdue. At number 2, we got Takamaru. He's another old school character from a Japanese exclusive game that came out back in the 80s. But recently he was brought back on Nintendo Land for the Wii U. He's a samurai, and he can use a variety of weapons and moves, such as fireballs, shurikens, and even his sword. He may not seem likely to some, but I think he's worth another look at. I mean, very retro, and when like Smash Bros. Doesn't have a samurai, so why not him? Now at number 3, we have Chrom from Fire Emblem Awakening. He seems self-explanatory. I mean, if history repeats itself, then Ike may be cut in favor of the newest Fire Emblem character. I mean, he looks badass. He's pretty much, I don't know, I think he's pretty much a given. I never played any Fire Emblem games in my life, but I don't know. He seems like a good fit. At number 4, it's Mewtwo. I thought he would easily make his big return, but now that Lucario is back, is it possible they both can join? Maybe they figured it'd be easier just to do Lucario because Mewtwo has 2 Mega Evolutions. But I don't know, I guess we'll have to just wait and see what the future holds, and maybe Mewtwo will get it, and maybe he won't. Moving on to number 5, we have Dixie Kong, another old schooler and another female fighter. She could either be a character by herself, or you could pair her up with Diddy for a kind of like Ice Climbers meets Zelda Chic kind of swap, with a down B swap. And she's going to be in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, so that was always a good way to promote new games by adding new characters to the Smash Bros. Universe. And last but not least, we have Pac-Man, as old school as they can come. Namco's developing the game, and he seems like he'd be a perfect fit. Also, he'll be the last third-party character that they'll add to the game. You don't want too many. I mean, 3 is more than enough. And also, how great would a matchup of Mega Man and Sonic and Mario and Pac-Man be? I mean, come on. It doesn't get better than that. Now let's talk about the honorable mentions. Like, these are characters that have a really, 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 really slim chance of making it, but I thought they were worth mentioning. First off is King K. Rool. I mean, if not Dixie, he would make a great addition because he adds another powerhouse and another villain, which there really aren't a lot of. But people have been saying he's not even owned by Nintendo anymore. But, I mean, he was in Brawl as a sticker and a trophy, and he was in Mario Super Sluggers and other games before Microsoft bought Rare, so maybe it's not that. Maybe he's just completely forgotten about. I mean, who knows? I mean, people, and even if he wasn't, people would probably say he's too big, and then others say he could be resized and everything, but I don't know. Who really knows what the deal with him is? Next is Ridley. It'd be great to see another Metroid rep, and he's been heavily requested for a long time. But then again, it just comes down to, is he too big? I didn't think so at first, and after I watched a few videos, I was really convinced, because it just doesn't look right. His resizing is too weird. And it's already kind of been confirmed that he's going to be a stage hazard in the new Metroid stage. Now for a WTF pick is the Duck Hunt Dog. I mean, he could use the zapper guns and ducks for his attacks, but he just seems a little weird, even though he's just a favorite of mine that I thought would be cool. But if he doesn't make it, a duck on stage or assist trophy wouldn't be bad either. And last but not least is Mike Jones from Star Tropics. He was the star of 2 games back in the day, and I mean, he could use a variety of weapons from baseballs to fire to a mace, but he's very unlikely because both those games were released only in the US, and it doesn't look like Sakurai is going to put only a US only character in a Japanese game. Now let's talk about the other characters that people have been commenting about. Now, when I did this list, I only stuck with old school characters just because that's what Sakurai said he was trying to do, besides Mewtwo and Chrom anyway. Everyone else was an old school character. So these characters are characters I'm not disregarding at all, saying they're not going to be in the game. I'm just stating reasons why I didn't put them in my list, but they all have an equal chance to be in. So we'll start off with Crystal from Star Fox. The only reason I chose Dixie over her actually, mostly because Dixie's old school, and like the Star Fox franchise really hasn't been represented since like 2008, like was their last new game, and I'm not counting the one that was like a remake of the 64 game that came out a few years ago. So that's why I chose Dixie. Then coming, I chose to pick Takamaru over Isaac, mostly because old school again, and because Isaac, I just didn't, like, even though I think his moveset would be great and everything, I just thought I liked Takamaru a lot more, so that's why I went with him over Isaac. Then coming next was Girahim, who was actually on my original list I had, but I took him off because, is he going to be relevant when the new Zelda game comes out? Probably not. I mean, he had a good role and everything in that game, and he make a good character, but I think that's it. So on to the next one, Palutena, who I didn't even think would be in it, but seeing all these rumors floating around and everything about her being in it, like you'll see the screenshots, like you think they're legitimate, and they could be. You really never know. And normally I wouldn't put her on my list, mostly because I wouldn't put 2 characters from Kid Icarus in there, but it is Sakurai's game, so it is possible that he put both in there, both her and Pit. And she would add a new female fighter, but it just comes down to if he did that or if these screenshots are just all fake. So I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one until somebody either disproves it or whatever. Then when it comes to characters like Wonder Red, I didn't think he'd be in it just because he's too new and he's only been in 1 game. Like, he really hasn't made any kind of impact so far in Nintendo, but I think he'd make a great assist trophy. And that's saying the same for a character like, let's say, Dylan from Dylan's Rolling Western. I think he would make a great assist trophy too, just because he hasn't declared himself in Nintendo for long enough. He's only been around for a few years. I feel like they'd have to, to be a character, you have to have a few years in before you can be playable. So Dylan is another one, and also a lot of people might get mad at the next one, but I think Shulk would make a great assist trophy over a character. Because again, he's not new. He is new. So that's why I went more with old school characters in my list, because Sakurai said he wanted to, and I thought they'd be better. And mostly and then when it comes to the Miis, I think when I first made my list, I had them on there because it'd be cool to like customize your own. But then when the Villager came, I immediately said, screw that. Like, the Miis are not going to be in this game. I mean, it would be cool, but the Villager is pretty much taking that place over with the moveset they can do. And when it comes to Bowser Jr., I think that Rosalina pretty much took his spot, because I don't think there's going to be more than 5 reps from Mario universe in there. So I think that's it for Bowser Jr. Now I want to talk about characters that I think that have absolutely no shot of making it, because they're third-party characters or whatever, and I hate when people bring them up, because, Geno is not going to be in this. He's owned by Square. There's not going to be another Mario rep, because Rosalina's there now. And, yeah, I love that game too, but get over it. Then when it comes to, Sonic and Knuckles and Bayonetta, Shadow, Knuckles and Bayonetta, they're all Sega. They're not going to have 2 people from Sega in there. I mean, maybe Knuckles will be an assist trophy and replace Shadow, or Shadow will come back as an assist trophy, but that's it, for them. There ain't going to be another Sega rep. I mean, you got Sonic. That's it. I know people might be mad about that, but maybe they can be skins for Sonic, Shadow, and Knuckles, but that's pretty much it. Then, when it comes to characters let's say, Sora, Sora's not going to be in it. You got to deal with Square Enix and Disney. That is not happening. Sora will not be in this. I know a lot of people want him, and when it comes, and Ryu too, Ryu is not going to be in this game. You got Mega Man. Ryu, yeah, he's great, but he's not going to be in Super Smash Brothers. Sorry. And then when it comes to anime character, please, no anime character. Stop asking. I love Goku, but really, stop. It's enough already.
God! No! God, please, no! 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 No!
So anyways, guys, that's my whole in-depth analysis of everything, and I just want to thank you guys all for the feedback you guys left. And I'm going to link my other videos in the description if you want to check out my thoughts on if the Pokemon Trainer is going to come back or anything else. My top 10 original if you want to check it out. And also I want to bring up that if you guys have a video idea, suggestion or anything, write in the comments and maybe I'll make a video for it. It's called Axe Smash, so why not? So drop me a line, and I really hope you like this video, and please leave comments, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys a lot, and have a good day.